What is up, guys? It is your boy Deafness45 coming back at you with another daily walk vlog. It's a little bit later tonight. Went to see the old grandma. Me and my sister try to visit her, try to make it a parent to get there every Thursday if we can, evening. Enjoyed a nice long talk. Again, I brought it up. I talked a lot recently about, it's basically Memorial Weekend was coming on 1 year. My cousin's death. He decided to leave us, and she really wanted to talk a lot about Scooter, Scottie, Dinsen. R.I.P, cuz. Hope you're flying high. And she brought up some interesting things. So we kind of knew he was married. They didn't have any kids. She was a real high maintenance female, and I think he did everything in his power, and he just didn't have the money to really make her happy the way she wanted to be happy. And I guess that's gonna be my first tie-in, that life is not about material shit, right? Material shit is nothing, right? It's love, it's the people in your life, it's everybody around you. That's what has the most value. But some people don't see things like that, and I hope most of you don't look at life like that. I hope you look at it as the people in your life are most important, right? But I want to touch on a kind of tie-in with my cousin, old death. So he did about 3 or 4 different things in a real short amount of time, and between all these, I'll kind of talk about them in a minute, but between all these, he went to visit my grandma before he went to go visit his sister and his nieces and nephews for his nephew's communion, which he had to drive like 8 hours. And he stopped to see my grandma, and this is pretty interesting. Let me get past this dog here real quick. Hello.
Hi.
So he he went to go visit my grandma, and my grandma said when he left, he gave her a big hug, and he always did. You know, he's told her he loved her, just like we all tell him, you know, when you're leaving. But he said that he gave my grandma said that he gave her an extra tighter hug and said, "I love you a lot." And there's just a lot of signs and factors that my grandma keeps pointing to, thinking that there's some sign that he knew something was going to go on or something was going to happen. And the real fucked up part about a lot of this, you know, about when he died, is that he was supposed to be with his wife that night and that weekend for her birthday. And she told him no, it was a girls only thing. He wasn't invited, he wasn't allowed. So he went and celebrated with his friends Memorial Weekend with his buddies, one of his best friends, right? Well, a couple things. And my dad, I think him and my dad, so his father, my Uncle Dallas, passed about 8 years ago from a massive heart attack. And I think after that happened, my cousin Scottie really looked up to my dad as kind of that role model. And I think my dad took it on him a little bit more, even though that, you know, that was his nephew. Took a little more to try to make up for lost time or helping out with us or what have you. And they got real close, and it's good, man. I'm glad Scottie attached to him. They built probably a better relationship than I have with my father, and it's fine. I'm not shady about it or anything. I think it's awesome. You know, it is what it is, and I love it, because he kind of found a new father when his dad, you know, had the heart attack and left him. He didn't want to leave him, obviously, but it happened. And so he made it apparent to go visit his sister, to drive there for that communion, which he normally wouldn't do. And then within like 2 weeks from there, he went to Florida for Bike Week to hang out with my dad. And my dad said that he had one of the best times of his life. And then he also, for his birthday, wanted to go to Nevada. He went to Nevada and he wanted his friend to go with, but his friend couldn't go. And he was upset. So he drove himself. And he went anyway. Hello. He went anyway. And he went and he rented this brand new ass Corvette or something, high luxury car, drove it, and like took it out in the flats in Nevada or whatever. Just had a hell of a time. And at that point, that's when my grandma thinks that he was trying to do things to maybe kill himself. I don't know. And it's crazy to even think that, but when you start piecing the stuff together, it kind of adds up. And his wife wanted to go on this cruise, which he was telling her they couldn't afford, but they had to go anyway. And anytime her parents were rich, they would go on vacations, they would go with, and their parents would pay for it. But he always felt like he had to pay for a dinner, and they always went to these high-end places. So it kind of broke my cousin. So I think he was starting to feel defeated. And I think, again, tying back to the materialistic things in life, those aren't what's most important. And if people are trying to value that over you, just you and your love alone, then that's probably not the right relationship, probably not the right thing to be with, probably not the right person, right? But then he went and he did this. He went to this party and he got in this ATV, and he didn't wear a seatbelt. They hit a divot or rivet or whatever, and it flipped over, and he got winged out, and it fell on him and crushed him, right? So I guess a couple things I want to take from this. The whole Scottie thing. One second, get past these people. Hello. Hi, hello. But a couple things to take away is, one, don't let the materialistic things tie you down or make you feel like that's the only way you're important or that's the only way you can be loved. Two, get out, spend time with family, friends and family, loved ones, right? And three, continue to say this, but be happy. Do what makes you happy, be happy. All right? I'm going to end it here. I have a lot more to talk about, but we'll talk about it next time. Like, subscribe. You know what to do. Spread some love. Most of all, be happy, guys. One love. Peace.